All right, welcome back, everybody. We have a father and son team with us today, in Jonathan and Henry from the South American Tourism Office, or SATO, and they've kindly donated their time to us today to jump on and give us an update of what's happening in their world and the South American space in general. And I'm sure that everybody out there will get some great value out of it. And no doubt some of you know Henry and Jonathan, or have seen their faces or the names around. But, for those people out there that don't know who you guys are, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourselves and telling us a little about yourself and how you ended up with the South American Tourism Office business.
So I'll go first. My name is Henry Chaparro. So I'm the Director of South American Tourism Office, the owner. Jonathan is my son, as you mentioned. He's our National Sales Manager. And look, a little bit background of our company. We're a wholesaler. We've been around for almost 20 years now, 20 years in January. Initially, my experience before that is from the airlines. So I actually used to work for Aerolíneas Argentinas for a few years. Then I worked for LAN Chile, used to be known at the time, rather than LATAM, as it is now, as a sales manager for LAN. And then I just gathering the information. South America was always a destination that I loved. I'm actually from Chile, born in Chile. So it's obviously it was a calling for me to go back to my continent and sell what I knew best, I suppose. Also worked in retail a little bit before that as well. So I could have got to understand the side from a retail point of view, also from the airline point of view. And then back in 2001, we decided to set up this company. We decided to call it South American Tourism Office. Initially, actually, it was supposed to be an actual South American Tourism Office, as the name actually simply says. Getting different tourism boards from Chile, from Argentina, Peru, from all the countries in South America, trying to get them all to obviously fund our company so that we can promote them in Australia. But obviously that work, because countries don't like to talk to each other, and obviously tourism boards don't talk to each other, and not only that, but there's soccer involved as well, obviously. Soccer is a big player in South America. It's Chile versus Argentina, or Brazil versus Argentina. Not many people like Argentinians, unfortunately, but it had to do a lot with soccer, a lot with tourism boards not coming on board. So in the end, we decided just to keep it as a wholesaler, which is promoting and selling tourism to South America. So we've been doing that for the last 20 years. I had a couple of business partners initially that set it up with me. They were a little bit older than me, and they actually have retired since then. And now Jonathan's a new blood in the company. So he's my son. He's been traveling with me since he was a little boy, actually. So he knows the destination, quite well. By the age of 15, he traveled most of South America, so he knew it by then. And although, I wanted a different career path for my son, but, as the travel industry, is quite volatile, as we all know right now. He wanted to be an architect, and he did a little bit of that, but then he decided that travel was what he wanted to do. So he's here, he's with me.
Yep.
We're a father and son team. We run a small company of, about 13 staff, including all our BDMs in each state. And we're, basically a company of professionals, we only specialize in South America and Latin America, I should say, including Antarctica. And we know it quite well. Our staff, travel quite frequently just to get new products out there, new destinations, and offer it to our agents so they can offer it to their clients. That's my little spiel. I'll pass you on to Jonathan now so he can tell you a little bit about his experience.
So mine's not as long as Henry's. So I've only been in the industry for about 7 years now. And like you said, I actually did study architecture for a little while. Realized that I didn't enjoy it. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I was sort of at home, and Henry was like, you got to do something, come do some rates and loading some products in my office because I need some help. Probably one of the worst jobs because it's just so monotonous and boring. But I did that for about 6 months. And I realized at the end of it that I learned so much about our products in South America. And like you said, I have traveled quite a bit with my parents being Chilean. I would go to Chile nearly every year. And then anytime Henry would go on a business trip, I would just persuade him to take me with him. So by the time I was 15, I had seen quite a bit of South America, which was great. So with that knowledge and learning all our products with the rates and loading all the services and things like that, it sort of just opened my mind. And I just realized that I did know the product. So then I worked in wholesale for about 6 months with them. So I sold products to travel agents over the phone and things like that. So sort of just something new. Then I decided I wanted a bit of a change. So I actually left him for a bit. So I went to Flight Centre for a year. Just to see a different side of travel, because I sort of wanted to do my own thing. Amazing experience, good to see a different side of travel. I really enjoyed my time there. And then a BDM position became available with Sato again. And Henry sort of mentioned that they were looking for a BDM, and I thought, I'd done wholesale, retail, let's try being a BDM. And with Henry already being a sales manager for LATAM and things like that, and his previous business partner was a BDM for Aerolíneas, they both sort of taught me the ropes on how to be a BDM, and I did that for about 5 years-ish, 4 years, and I've been the national sales manager for about a year now, so just run the team of BDMs throughout Australia and New Zealand, which is pretty good. So just a bit more challenging, but I'm also still on the road, so I do 3 days on the road because yeah, it's so nice to be on the road. It's better than being stuck in the office, I reckon.
Well, I guess, yeah, just on that, being that, you do enjoy getting on the road and, the 3 days a week, how's that now working out for you, and how are you coping with not having that outlet, and being able to get out there and do that side of the business that obviously you loved so much that you wanted to keep doing?
Yeah, it's actually quite hard because I was hardly ever at home when I'm on the road. So I'm out pretty much all day driving all throughout Victoria. And now I'm stuck at home. So I've been at home for the last 2 months because I was actually in Chile when Australia went into lockdown. So I was on my way to Antarctica, and obviously my trip to Antarctica was cancelled. I had to come home, so I had to self-isolate for 2 weeks. And then on my last day of self-isolation, Australia goes into lockdown. So bad timing with that, I would say. So I've been sort of stuck here for a bit. So it is hard not being out on the road, because I would just drive wherever I wanted, which was nice. Just stop for lunch anywhere, as you do as a BDM. But yeah, it is quite a challenge at the moment. So just trying to keep myself busy with other things.
What about you, Henry? How are you coping with the current situation?
Well, obviously, it's just like all the travel industry, we've been affected quite, immensely as well. So we've reduced our hours as well. So we've got a 3-day working week with all our staff. So we've retained all our staff. They're all working from home, so which is great. We've been able to do that. Myself, I've got other smaller kids as well, so they've been at home as well. So it's all been sort of, trying to sort out them for school and trying to balance work with school and kids and things. So yeah, it's getting there. We're getting there. Obviously at the moment we're just dealing with. At first, initially, it was just getting our clients home, basically. Getting everyone home. We had like over 200 people overseas at the time when all the borders closed in South America. So we had to, round the clock working, 7-day a week, actually just trying to get people home. And because the borders were closing at different times, Peru was at one time, Chile was at different, Argentina. So it was so hard trying to get all the flights to connect. And because one border would close and then the other one would allow you like a 24-hour gap just to get there. And then the flights were full. So it was a nightmare. It was a good, at least 2-3 weeks of, quite hectic work there it was just quite a nightmare. And obviously, we try and do the best for our clients. We try and get them home as quick as we could. Most we did, immediately before borders closed. a lot of them, a couple, not a lot of them, but I would say maybe 20 or so got stuck in South America, and they had to do the quarantine periods in Peru, for example. Some were stuck in Argentina as well. We had a few that were stuck on ships as well, on Antarctic cruises. A few that were stuck on the Holland American ships as well. So yeah, but we're getting by. We're getting there. Processing. Now we're working on the second part of all this, which is trying to process postponement trips and future travel credits we're offering to our clients, and for the agents to pass on to their clients. And that on its own is just another bit of a nightmare, because we're working with operators based in South America, so funds aren't with us really. They're in South America, so it's trying to establish what we can refund and what we can't refund, and what can be put as a future travel credit in some of it can't be. So yeah, trying to make everybody happy as much as we can.
Yeah, it's tough, I guess, on that side of things, and it's cancellations and refunds are part of the game, part of the industry. I think, what do they say, 3% or 4% of people cancel, pre-COVID, and not only has that turned into nearly 100% of obviously credits or refunds or postponements, but the processes are even harder, because
Yes.
now you're dealing with all of these companies that are also in the same boat,
Exactly.
with trying to stay afloat, trying to encourage people to get credits as opposed to refunds. And it's not just timesing that 3% process that we used to have by whatever, getting it up to 100%, 5 cancellations into 500. Those 500 are now different, different processes, than what they were before. So I feel for you guys, you and the frontline agents, going through all of these, is quite challenging. And I guess dealing with a continent like South America, and all the different parameters and different parts of that working cog is, no doubt quite challenging. And we did see a lot of those customers that were sort of stuck and hadn't managed to be able to get back to, coming out of South America. That obviously was quite a challenging time. Things move so quickly, and South America is not a place where there's huge amounts of flights and so forth coming back to Australia. So
yeah, exactly.
Can only imagine how tough that was. What are you guys doing at the moment in regards to, I guess, communication wise with agents, trade partners? How are you guys staying connected to your partners out there at the moment?
So now we are sort of just trying to send out newsletters to sort of stay in touch, to stay relevant as well, because we don't want them to sort of forget who we are. We've got a Facebook page where we're posting constant updates, sort of inspiring images to sort of that they can share to the whole network, to inspire everyone to travel. Because I mean, people aren't traveling now, but being stuck at home, it really makes you want to travel. You see all these images and you're like, oh, I really want to be there. So we're sort of just trying to promote new things to the agents. We are putting together we're just trying to think of different things that will make the agents happy as well. So we've put together different playlists that we listen to in the office. So we've all put together our favorite songs and sent it out to the agents. A couple of the guys in the office are actually good dancers, so tango and salsa. So they're going to film some tango lessons, some salsa lessons in the next couple of weeks to sort of teach the agents, when they get to go to South America, you can dance tango and salsa. I'm actually recording my grandma make empanadas, because who doesn't like empanadas as well? And she makes some delicious ones. So just little things like that to sort of inspire the agents to go to South America or send their clients to South America. So quite unique things. And yeah, just sort of Henry and the Res team have been in touch with all the agents to see how they're going, and myself here and there when I get the chance. But yeah, sort of just trying to stay relevant and sort of in their face to let them know that we're here and we're here to help, pretty much.
And sort of policy-wise, do you have still a number of customers and bookings that are still scheduled for, towards the end of 2020, or what's happening in your world at the moment?
Well, yeah, as we sort of have to also go by what the airlines are doing as well. And obviously LATAM is the main airline that flies into South America. So we go by their contingency plans that they have as well. So I think at the moment they're only up to the end of August, I think it is for now. So their contingency plan just runs to there. So, and I think they just released something just yesterday that they may extend that for next year as well. So, yeah, at the moment it's future travel credits. So that's where we're offering clients who are affected by a possibility that their flights may be cancelled or the tour might not happen because of flights and because of borders, obviously, as well, which we all are unsure when the borders will open. In South America, and also when we will be allowed to leave Australia, obviously, because that's the main question there too. So yeah, for the moment we are offering future travel credits for anything that's been deposited, any file that's been deposited, up to travel up to the end of next year, basically, so 31 December 2021. Yeah.
What do you think the future of Aussies traveling to South America, is going to look like when we can again? What do you think? Could it be just a different way to travel, different destinations? What are you guys preparing for? I'm sure no one has a crystal ball, but what are you perceiving that some of those maybe regional places or things that aren't crowded areas, for instance? What are you guys anticipating?
I think it'll be more remote destinations. I think Patagonia will be one of those. Obviously, there's vastness, there's great vastness. There's and same all around. I think all around the world, it'll be something like that to start off with. I think a younger market will also be traveling as well, more so than the older clientels. And they're a bit more adventurous. That they'll risk going out. Obviously we've gone through a whole lot of different situations, in the past with SARS and September 11. But this is a little bit different. I think it's a worldwide thing, and it was same with the Zika virus, and we had the Zika virus in Brazil, and sometimes it just gets generalized as one country has it, and it's generalized as the whole continent has it. And this obviously it's a little bit different. But I think it's just once we get, I think what we're hoping for is once we have Europe functioning in some sort of way, Spain and Italy, for example, that could possibly open up for tourism in the next month or so, and to see how that goes. I think that'll give confidence for the rest of the destinations around the world. Obviously, South America, they have to put a little bit on the situation, especially in Brazil. But some destinations such as Chile, which is the gateway into South America, once that clears up, I think once they put a lid on the COVID thing, I think that will give a bit more confidence as well.
Yeah, I think so as well. And it's all going in stages. Sometimes it's moving quickly and sometimes it's moving slowly, but as you said, if those major destinations that have been affected quite heavily, if they do open up, then hopefully that confidence spreads, just like the fear spreads, as you probably mentioned, with one country gets something and the whole continent's got it. But maybe that confidence will spread at the same time. From I guess from a business perspective, have you guys sort of dabbled in anything else? Like, are you thinking about opening up yourselves to different destinations? Have you pivoted in any way? Are you doing inbound stuff? What's the status of?
Look, the thought has crossed my mind, obviously, to do something like that. But we know our destination. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go and do Europe now. I'm going to do Asia now. And we're not specialists. We're specialists for Latin America. We're not. So for me, it's a bit more than just business. It's a bit passion. It's passion as well. Yeah, and I think you need to have that passion when you sell your destination, and just opening up to a new destination. You just can't get passion overnight and say, I'm going to do this country now. I'm going to do this destination. I don't think it happens that way. you've got it, you're passionate for it, or you're not, you know. And yeah, you can obtain passion and become more passionate, but I think it would be just too hard to do that. So I think we just concentrate on our destination of what we know best. We'll just keep at it, and you know, the borders will open up for sure. I'm sure it has to open up.
Yeah.
We'll keep going at it. We'll, you know, creating new tours. We'll look at new destinations within Latin America that will possibly, hopefully, get people wanting to go there.
Well, how about we? Sorry, just before I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off there, but
Yeah, that's okay.
what about say pre-COVID? You know, South America is a challenging destination for some agents to sell, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you guys have a business, because you need experts. Generally, you know, it is to pick up the phone and speak to an expert who, you know, really knows that product really well to help you sell that to your customer. What, give us a bit more of that sales pitch, or, you know, what you would have said to an agent that was interested in their customers, you know, coming and exploring South America. You know, let's put some positive spin on, you know, what was it pre-COVID, like why, you know, and obviously we'll get back to a point where they can explore it again, but I don't know, let's maybe take the opportunity for you guys to do your normal sales pitch of that destination that you are so passionate about. You know, why should people be considering South America when we can travel again? Why should they be thinking of you guys anyway?
Well, I think the main thing is, I mean, South America is such a massive continent, and each country itself is just so different to each other. I mean, you've got Peru, where they still embrace their full culture, so everyone wears their traditional colors, and then you move over to Brazil, where it's completely different. It's more of a party theme. Everyone's at the beach. They love to be topless. They love to drink caipirinhas. So each country is just so different, and I mean, the contrast within each country as well is amazing. So Chile, for example, you've got one of the driest deserts in the world, of Atacama, and down south you've got Patagonia, which is one of one of the biggest mountain ranges, and it's just so open and vast. And there's just, I don't know, I think each country has its little charm, and when you combine them, you just get this amazing experience in South America. So, I mean, Machu Picchu, everybody wants to go to Machu Picchu because it's such a mystery. Nobody knows why it's there. I mean, there's theories, but nobody really knows. So we want everyone to sort of experience our culture. So we're from Chile, and I love Chile, and Chile is probably one of my favorite places when it comes to adventure, because you can do whatever you want there. There's amazing bike rides. You've got one of the best highways in the world called the Carretera Austral, and that stretch of road is supposed to be one of the most stunning drives you can do. It takes about 5 days. The north, Atacama, you've got amazing biking, hiking, and stargazing as well. So, I mean, South America caters to everyone. You've got quite a bit of European history. So I know everybody loves to go to Europe, but you've got quite a bit of a European history in South America, sort of combined with the indigenous history as well. So it is just such a unique destination, continent, and I mean, every country is just so different. So we do want people to go, and we do understand that hopefully post-COVID, people will start traveling to South America again. One of my favorite places is probably Galapagos Islands, mainly because animals aren't afraid of you. You're swimming with the sea lions, they're biting your flippers, they're blowing bubbles on your snorkel mask because they know you can't see. They're just so playful. The blue-footed boobies, they're so unique. So the birds with the blue feet. That's the thing. South America just has so much to offer.
What's the one mistake that people do or think prior to possibly booking, or even if they've booked and they've taken off? What's the one mistake that customers or agents predominantly do when trying to plan a South American holiday?
They underestimate how big it is, the continent is.
Yeah.
In Australia fits into Brazil. If you can visualize Australia, it just fits into Brazil. So if you look at distances, and a lot of people think that they can get around from one country to another country, straight away in 2 hours or so, and it's impossible, and there's no rail network that connects countries from one to another. So you're sort of fixed by flights. You have to use flights in some places. You've got to fly. And LATAM, yes, does have the best network in South America, but there are some areas that you don't fly in, and you've got to fly via one other hub city to get to another one. So it's, I think distances is one of the biggest mistakes that people underestimate.
And I think people sort of assume it's a once in a lifetime trip as well. I think they try to cram everything into 3 weeks or a month. And like Henry was saying, the distances are so big that it shouldn't be done as a once in a lifetime trip. I mean, it's a lot cheaper to travel there now. Well, it was. We don't know yet, but it is not a once in a lifetime thing. If you want to do a country properly, you definitely need to take your time. And I think that's the biggest issue, that one of the things that people sort of overlook.
And from a resource center, or for travel agents that are trying to get their head around, if they're not versed in South America or they haven't been there themselves, do you guys offer, some stuff for agents to be able to sort of do a bit of self-directed learning, or find out, some ideas on, some mock itineraries or best ways to do certain things?
Yeah, we do actually. So we've actually got our agent area where we've got all our social media files and stuff like that. We have a new section now. One of the good things about this downtime is we've actually put together a whole bunch of different webinars for the agents to learn about different destinations. So it is destinational, where we go sort of in depth on different countries in South America, the highlights, what you need to see, maybe some things you don't know, some unknown ruins in Peru, for example. So little things like that we are putting together. And now that we do have the time, we will have some more coming up there.
And speaking of time, personally for yourselves, everyone, we seem to see everyone's got a hobby or doing something, collecting, something, indoor plants, or, taking up yoga. Have you guys, found some downtime in this, self-isolation world we're living in to play in that space? And if you have you got any tips or advice or anything you found worthwhile, for the agents out there that, might be thinking of doing something as well?
Yeah, I started baking bread like everyone else. So I started making sourdough bread. Never thought I'd be a baker, but I actually really enjoy it. It's so satisfying, sort of making a sourdough. You don't know how it's going to turn out. And then if it turns out great, you're so thrilled. If not, you wasted 3 days on a crappy bread, which kind of sucks. But just trying to keep myself busy with all different stuff. I used to play quite a bit of soccer before all this, so just trying to keep my fitness up. So it's been starting to run. I hate running, but sometimes you just need to do it. For, like you're saying at the start, sort of at downtime, you need to keep yourself busy. So I guess this is a great time to look after yourself, because you don't have to go out into the shops to buy, I don't know, some McDonald's or whatever it is. If you are at home, just make yourself some healthy food, which is what I've been trying to do anyway. I'm a notorious snacker, so I'm always snacking. And working from home with my partner as well. She's got the office and I'm in the kitchen, so it just makes it so much easier. So I think it is a good time to sort of just look after yourself.
What about you, Henry?
Myself, no, I've been, we're kind of in the middle of sort of renovations and demolishing a property that we've got. So I've been doing a bit of that on my spare time, and besides that, I've been practicing my ukulele a little bit. I've been trying to learn the ukulele. I'm a musician, so I play guitar and bass guitar and things like that. So I've been trying to learn a new instrument, which is a ukulele. So yeah, so that's all I've been doing, really, just focusing on my musical side, my creative side, just to not to go crazy, because I know what it feels like to be at home. Every day becomes very monotonous, and it's all the same. So yesterday I actually escaped a little bit, went out to the office in the city, just to get away from home for a little bit, just to have something different in my week. So that's it. That's all I've been doing, really.
Yeah, I took a trip into the city the other day for the first time, just for another meeting. Got a parking ticket, which was very upsetting, because I forgot that they turned the parking meters back on again. But it was an exciting experience to drive further than Woolies, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm with you there. Look, guys, it's been really, really valuable. I think, you know, you've added, you know, a lot of good value to the group. You know, South America is such an awesome destination. I know that, you know, personally, when I was there, I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to get back there. And I hope that, you know, we all can, and all of your customers and the agents' customers out there can start thinking and dreaming of those South American holidays again. And we'll put a lot of those links and website content and stuff that you guys have got for the agents. We'll put that on the post as well, so that they can access that. The only thing is that we are sort of moving towards, you know, I guess, doing some of these Zoom catch-ups with travel agents and getting their take and their views on what's happened over the last couple of months. Do you guys have any agents that you work with closely that you can know off the top of your head, or someone that's, you know, been through some experiences with you guys over the last couple of months helping customers in South America and whatnot, that you think would like to jump on and could possibly add some value to the group as well?
Look, I'd probably suggest maybe give Debbie from Hello World in Lane Cove a call, and possibly Gail Hughes. She's an MTA agent, so a travel manager. She's yeah, I think they've been dealing with us with some of their for years now, and they've have a few clients as well that have been affected by all this as well. So perhaps they'll be able to have a chat to you.
Awesome. We'll tag them in the post and see if they want to jump on and have a chat. But as I said, guys, you know, great to have you on. Great to meet you both. And as I said, I think a lot of value added to the group today with this chat. So I really appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
No worries. Talk soon. See you.
See you.